Even the bird wants to grace. Even the birds wants to grace this car.
I can imagine if we were filming from that side. Oh,
the bird was escorting alongside this. Everything just more expensive and graceful. In an S-Class. Autophiles S400H. It's well, first impression, let's start with me. I have had many experience with this car. This W222. I've also had many experience with 221 and also 220. When it first came out, I loved the looks. It is very flowy. Unfortunately, over the past year and a half, I feel it has aged a bit. I don't know why it has aged a little bit, but let's just put it this way, upfront in the video, nothing beats this car. You think 7 Series beats this car? It does not beat this car. You think A8 beats this car? It doesn't even come close to it. This is the standard in which all cars are judged.
For the next 10 years.
For the next 10 years, it is. And if you think a Bentley is better, well, Bentley has unnecessary things that you don't need. Yeah. This is as good as it gets. Bentley is basically the gold-plated watch. Nobody needs a gold-plated watch. Everybody needs a well-built watch.
If you're a businessman, like the best car you'd want to buy that makes sense to buy is this car.
Yeah.
You buy a Rolls Royce, you buy a Bentley.
People will think you're overcharging them because you are overcharging.
Yeah, you're already overcharging yourself. I drove this car before, not this particular unit. I drove a test unit.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, the car I test drove was also a bit aged.
No,
so
overused.
Overused. I remember in the back there was some interior panels which were getting a bit, you know.
Well, that's an issue because it's not supposed to age so fast.
Yeah.
Back then, in the 80s and the 90s, Mercedes-Benz are built for a decade or more. That is an issue for build quality, and I think that affects a lot of cars now, not just Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah. My first impression of this car is a bit tainted by that experience.
What about you at the back, man? You look at the fella, he's enjoying himself.
Well, I really like the luxurious feel of the car. The tan that it shows, the wood, the gigantic screens, panoramic sunroof.
1 meter long.
I really don't feel like talking that much. Yeah, as Bo said, this is the epitome of luxury sedan. This is it, and I would just stop at that.
Let's talk about performance. Yes, S400H, naturally it comes with a hybrid engine. Mercedes-Benz are not so good with the hybrid yet. I feel the setting of the hybrid is very interruptive in a sense that you can only cruise in electric mode up to 15-20 kilo.
And then the engine kicks back.
And then the engine kicks back. So it gives a very confusing drive. The car keeps thinking whether electric or petrol. And every time the engine starts, you still feel a bit of judder. I understand you need an electric motor to get a car started. That's where you waste the most petrol. But you could have gone a little bit further.
Their thinking was, the car is heavy. Let's just get the worst of the petrol consumption out of the way, which is the acceleration from zero. Yeah. And then after that, the petrol.
Correct.
I haven't really driven this car fast before.
Well, I did. I drove this car pretty fast yesterday. In comparing to the 221, which is the previous model, I've driven the 221 S350, the 500. Then I drove the 550, which is a Japan spec one, which is short wheelbase with a 4.7 litre twin turbo V8. Dynamic wise, this car is a significant improvement. It is more driver's car. The steering has a lot more magnetic pressure, but not feedback information. The turning angle was very, very accurate as well. And the car is more nimble than you think.
I'm driving it now in moderate traffic, but I don't feel like I'm driving a whale. And seeing the Mercedes logo at the end
was so good.
It's a great feeling.
And the way it angles for pedestrian protection. Yeah. Oh man, it's like you made it lah. Yeah. And the further you are from the stupid thing.
It's so far. It tells me how far away the front of the car is.
Yes. The dynamic of it in sports mode with a sports absorber and a sports mode gear change. The thing push you back. Look at that.
It has power, man.
It has power. It doesn't handle it so well though.
Yeah, the big lurch in the front.
And the best part is I was being driven around relatively fast in sport mode yesterday, and the back is still comfortable.
No matter what speed.
That's an amazing thing.
It's going out over these speed bumps in Bangsa. I never had a car that drives this
handles like that.
I mean, I was just thinking about this yesterday because I was researching the 190.
Yeah.
There are a significant number of Mercedes videos of them just blasting down autobahns.
Yeah.
Even the older Mercedes just blast 200, then they video the car at 200.
They don't feel like anything.
Yeah, and you know that's sort of the benchmark for Mercedes.
Yeah.
Straight highway, go as fast as you can. And the car just feels like normal. Even an older car feels normal.
My CLS at 180 and 200, that feels like a Japanese car at 110. And that's what Mercedes-Benz is. You can't beat a BMW in agility, but take it to an open road and press on the accelerator until it clicks at the end. Oh man, it goes.
It goes and no one can feel it.
No one can feel it. And when you arrive, you're not tired out like you're driving a Porsche. So performance-wise, the only complaint is the hybrid motor is still not mature enough.
I have the feeling that the hybrid motor is just there to get the price down. Because this is a relatively cheap S-Class. Earlier S-Classes, just to give some context, you get like a mid-spec model around 600,000. This one you get close to full spec, but it was less than 600 only.
And they call it a 400 because it is indicative of how it feels like. It is definitely more powerful than the 350. A 350 is a little bit lethargic. You know, you feel the engine working, but the car is not exactly moving. It is not yet a 500 where, you know, you step on it and the locomotion just just power down the road. It is more than enough that you need daily.
Yeah.
I think the 400 is indicative of that. It's not top of the line, but it's more than enough. Looks like I said just now, I personally think that it's a good move. I disagree with this move, but I think it's a good move because a lot of young people are beginning to buy into Mercedes-Benz.
Yeah.
It looks chic, it looks mature, yet it's beautiful.
Yeah,
it's graceful. What about you? You don't want to talk already?
It looks like a typical S-Class, modern S-Class. It's curvy. You can see the new C. They are trying to make it look like this.
Everything looks like this now. The new E also looks like this.
Yeah. So I don't know if you want to spend 500,000 and then some dude spends like 300,000 and he has a car that looks similar. Inside, it's very, very luxurious. Very good feeling. It's a modern S-Class.
I personally think finally the German has come to its own skin. This is a confidence in design personified. And I can't complain about the interior at all. This looks like a ponton Mercedes-Benz level.
Beautiful.
Really.
Two-spoke.
Yeah.
Back then, in the 60s and the 50s.
It's nice that they brought these elements back.
And they brought this back. Mercedes-Benz had brought sexy back, man. This is the second time we said it.
Yeah, the C Coupe.
C Coupe also. Yeah.
One thing I have to say about the interior that I don't like, the bezels on your digital screens are too big. I mean, I know it's a subjective thing and it doesn't really matter. I don't see where they're coming from.
I don't think it's such a big issue with it. But I mean, he's into that streamlined Japanese, what
Even Audi does it.
Oh, is it?
Audi, they're
frameless,
near
display.
frameless. I understand that near frameless is very difficult, more expensive to do.
So, concluding remarks. So, if you ask me, would I like this car? Well, I don't mind it. I would love it if I can afford it. I can't afford it, but in 5 years I can. The question then becomes: should you buy a 5-year-old hybrid? It's a bit scary. Yes,
this is a very different S-Class from the last ones.
It is very different.
The last ones feel like they are just branching off from the same route. Because the 300 SE was a benchmark that I think Mercedes also didn't expect to set for themselves.
Yeah.
And then they kept trying to meet it again and again. You already made the best car in the world.
You can't improve on it.
Yeah, how do you make the best car better?
Yeah.
You have to experiment.
Yeah.
Some things will fail, some things won't fail.
Yeah.
And I think they went on that path for a long time. And then with this one, they know what features they want to put and they know how to package it a bit better.
They have set the standard for so many decades, and it's very hard to outperform yourself. You have to question yourself, and it's not an easy feat, to stay at the pinnacle and keep innovating. So I think we shouldn't be so harsh on Mercedes-Benz now for what they have been doing with the S-Class.
I agree. The only and the primary choice must always be the S. And if you don't get the S, there must be some reasons there. Yeah. For every friend you has an S, and you're one of those guy that, even though something is better, you don't want it just because everybody has it. We love this car, S-Class, S400H. Autophiles out. Thank you very much.